I don't get it. Oh my God. Okay, so all that happens, but I'm sick at the time. Let me just explain to you what happened. So yesterday, we did a fundraiser for Emmanuel Haro, and the painting that I painted sold for the charity auction for $210. And I want to say thank you, Heaven Reigns. And we will be giving that out on the next Sunday, on our next Sunday fundraiser. So 45 months here for the long haul. Thank you, Heaven Reigns, my beautiful. Thank you. Let me get chat on the board. Thank you. So while we get done with that, and we're all filled with love and light for Emmanuel, on the news comes out just after our charity auction, all about Jake, the dad, allegedly, which we're going to get into that, and he's in the Badlands with all the law enforcement and SARS, search and rescues. And no, they did not find the baby. So while that just happened, Mom's back at the jail giving interviews. We have some very alarming crap that is being alleged that Rebecca and Jake bought that could explain why Emmanuel's not here. And no, I am not talking about just a hacksaw, but something teamed up with a hacksaw is horrific, because it paints a scene. We're going to be talking about possible fire connection to that neighbor's home and the people that set the fire, the arsons, and then what they had in their backpacks. That gets weird. And how tight is Jake's lawyer? Because, wow, this gets weird. And then let me see, tour of the horror house going on. And there's so much more. As usual, I tried to grab everything I could. As I said, I took the day off the channel here because we had Sunday fundraiser going on for Emmanuel Haro on my other channel, which is, I can't even think right now. My brain is so full. Crime Story Mama. And we're doing good over there. We've got almost 8,000 subs, and we're very busy trying to help with the case, including raising money on the weekends for National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So with that being said, I want to welcome you to 1111 True Crime. Okay, I cut it short because I'm like, let's just get into it. All right, so we start off with, yes, the bathroom. Let me fix the screen real quick. Let's adjust it. We are live. I want to thank my live audience and my replay crew very, very much. My replay crew has been very hard at getting the information out there, and I want to thank you personally, as well as my live audience that's joining me now. So in the bathroom, let's just start with what we can here. So Emmanuel is not found. As I said, you may know some of this information, some of it you may not. I gathered everything. We're going to get to the bathroom. We're going to get to what they bought and so much more, but we've got to just kind of work our way through it. So I wanted to share this program with you. Hello and welcome back. Blame It on Pebbles. Hi, Nikki UK, Allison Steed, Ava Sim. Hello. Hi, Zozo, Rich, and we miss you, Jennifer Swain. I can't wait for you to get back, but I hope you're having a wonderful holiday. Hi, Carla. Hi, Ruby. Hey, Nikki Armstrong. Yeah, we're going to get into the trespassing tours on the crime scene. What in the world? Morik says back in the old days, people always did crime scene tours in houses. They did that to Lizzie Borden's house. Indeed, they still do that. All right, let's get into what the basic news is. This is Fox. I can't remember what it's called. Fox something. Anyway, here you go.
Bob Jen, the question remains this morning, where is 7-month-old baby Emmanuel Haro? Well, following his arrest, both parents arrested late last week. That search intensifying here over the weekend into the hills of Moreno Valley, where the father was seen with detectives. Take a look here. The latest search efforts, cameras capturing the boy's father, Jake Haro, in an orange jumpsuit, cuffed alongside San Bernardino County Sheriff's deputies and cadaver dogs near brush just off the 60 freeway by Gilman Springs Road. Road on Sunday, a remote field here in Moreno Valley, about 10 miles south of where baby Emmanuel was initially reported missing in Yucaipa. Officials confirming the search ended without finding the infant's body.
Okay. I call BS. Oh, now I got the rest of the intro going. I call BS. I do not believe that Jake was taking them to even the remote, not even close to where the location is. I really don't. Because what I'm about to show you is going to make you change your thoughts on everything. It'll at least open your mind up to thinking, oh my golly, this could explain where this baby went to. And it's scary. It's very scary. These parents, right? I'm not sure that they have a heart in them. And if this were any other case, I'd be like, there's just no, well, I wouldn't say any other case, but there's most cases I would have said, no, this wouldn't have happened. They wouldn't do this. But because we know of Jake's history, this makes perfect sense, unfortunately. So let's talk about this. While the dad, alleged dad, now you'll see why I'm saying that in a minute. While the alleged dad, Jake, is out into a Badlands field with all these, SARS and the LE and everything yesterday, remember the two here, they have no communications. So one doesn't know what the other knows or is saying. So mom goes ahead and gives her interviews. So she goes on to say, okay, so there's so much wrong with this. Let me see what I got here. Let me see if this is the same one. Okay, let's just take this off here for now. So the mother of Emmanuel has a interview, if you will, yesterday, and this is at 12:41 p.m. and Jake comes out after that and goes into the Badlands with Ellie. All right, so she's talking about the disappearance of her 7-month-old son, Emmanuel, said in a jailhouse interview on August 24, 2025, that Jake is a good father who would never hurt a baby. She's going to tell you she knows what happened and what he did to the 10-week-old baby. But what does she mean that he would never hurt a baby? Okay. It goes on to say that a subdued Rebecca Haro sat hunched over in a 7th floor inmate visiting area of the Robert Presley Detention Center in Riverside on Sunday morning. And she said, she literally said this, you guys, she wished she was out searching for her missing 7-month-old son. So now you want to search, but when you were free to do so, you didn't even advocate for your son. You didn't do your Facebook, like, look, my baby's missing. You hermited up in your cabin there with your husband. Are you kidding me? Speak for the Innocent Project, our children. Thank you, lovely. Thank you for the $9.99. Sweet as sugar. It's good to see you, lovely. Hello, Chels Joe says he practically killed the last one, meaning the 10-week-old. Now remember, chat's flying, you guys. Nikki Armstrong says, I do not feel that he was put in the wild. He's playing games. Me too, and you're going to see why. Hi, Brina Brown. You say I still think they fought. Instead of him hitting her, he hit the baby. Ugh, right? Kara Jason says she still thinks there's a chance to play innocent. Well, he's hanging her out to dry, obviously. You know, I'm not saying he made a full confession, but to be taken out and into a field, it would suggest that he was like, yeah, I can show you where there's something to look at, right? Says, lurking while working. Thank you for speaking out for the children. Thank you, lovely. Appreciate you. Thank you. Nikki Armstrong, they're going to put him where no one would find him, and I hope it's not a Harmony case. It's worse. I believe it's worse. What I found out has me totally disturbed. I did some research. I was right on what could possibly this has the ability to do, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to find out something along that line. Shauna says, I feel like he's responsible. He's done a lot to the baby since it was born. Well, seeking justice, I'm glad that you are continuing to heal. We love you, darling. We love you. Oh, senpai, hello. Appreciate you too very much. Very much. Okay, you guys, let's get into this deeper. I have a hard time getting through this interview. Haro, Rebecca, shook her head side to side when asked about widely circulating rumors that days before she reported the kidnap, she went to Big Five, told employees that her car had been burglarized, and asked whether the business had surveillance cameras. The sheriff's department did not respond to questions about the claim. Yeah. Here's where it gets weirder than weird. Like, it was weird before when she wanted to be out looking for a baby, but now, I mean, when she wouldn't go out looking for a baby, that was weird. But now she says, quote, I want to be out looking for my baby, Haro said, appearing to cry. Appearing to cry. You know what I'm saying? The same kind of cry with no tears, probably. The crying. The comment to finding Emmanuel and her account of the boy's disappearance, however, have all been called into question by investigators and you, me, and all the public. Here's her statement. Let's make it big for you guys. I will not give up. I will not give up on my baby, Haro said August 24th in a jailhouse interview with a Southern California news group reporter, during which she maintained that Emmanuel was kidnapped. Haro said Sunday that she married Jake Haro in 2021, aware of his previous child cruelty charge, and that their relationship has been wonderful. Before we get back into any more of that, their relationship has been wonderful. And she's aware of it. Rebecca told a reporter that Emmanuel was also born in December. So if he is 7 months old, as reported, then he's been gone in late July, early August. Yeah, I said that yesterday, remember? And somebody commented that I need to go back to school and learn to do math. And I was like, whatever. Lone Multi, welcome back. Jake think he can say he is cooperating with showing the police something. Nothing. He think he can avoid death penalty. Well, they have the death penalty in California, but it is on a holding status and not being implemented, not implicated. Lordy. Chels Joe, I saw an interview with a family member, and they said Emmanuel's birthday was December 24th, which made him 8 months old yesterday. Let's see, January 24th, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So you'd be right. See, I know how to do math. Catherine said, did Jake and Rebecca call Lily the day they claimed their car allegedly been broken into? What was the description of the person? I don't know. I bet they said, just my humble opinion is they were like, hola, we want to take everything out of the car. I doubt it. I don't believe it, you say. Thank you, Catherine. It was an excuse to inquire about the cameras. I think we all agree there. Dione says, if he was that wonderful, then where did she get the black eye from? Maybe she gave it to herself. Maybe she was like, I'm going to really make this happen. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past her. She seems crazy as a loon. Viv said she made crying type sounds as she spoke. But her eyes were dry as the desert she lives in. I love that, Viv. You're so smart. It was the strangest display I've seen in my history as a journalist. It was total like Susan Smith vibes. It was creepy. Anna says she won't give up on her baby. Yeah, got rid of clothes and pictures, right? Now check this out. She goes on to say, he treats her well, she said, and the same goes for her 16-year-old child. So she has a 16-year-old child around Jake as well, who is a stepchild to Jake. So we have another kid, and the couple's 2-year-old daughter, and Emmanuel. So here's confusing. Here's confusing. This case is confusing. Right, here's my questions, y'all. Just ask it. So if Rebecca's ex-husband, is saying that he didn't even know she got remarried, didn't even know she had a baby, none of this, but the 16-year-old is treated well by the stepdad, how's that work? Is that a 16-year-old from a completely different male? Goes on to say, she says, oh, I'm going to make it bigger because you're going to have to read it yourself. He's a good dad. Rebecca Haro said he would never hurt a baby, even though you just read that she made the statement that she was aware of what happened in his previous case. She said she retained an attorney, but declined to provide that name. How's that work? Bree W, unless you are in the SHU in prison, you can get got on your PC yard. These two won't survive in prison for long. Oh, I get you. I get what you're saying. If they're not in solitary confinement, if they're in general, they won't last long. Cara says, I'm very curious to hear from the older kids how Jake acts and what kind of horror they saw. How many kids are there? That's the best question, Polly. I'm still counting. Like almost daily I find out about another horrific case, and it involves one of Jake's kids. We're going to get into that too. There's new charges. Like I said, the police are being very quiet about the search, other than they did not find the baby. Well, and you guys, I was so confused yesterday. So first I got 2 reports, and I always tried to have 3 if it's life and death, right? So if they find a body, all this. And then I got my 3rd report. So I had 3 different reports saying that they found the baby. So I wasn't positive because I didn't have a news source. And I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and I'll make a community post that Jake confessed and that Emmanuel's found. It wasn't even a minute later. Not even a minute later. I'm like, something's not right here. So I changed it to allegedly found the baby. And then it was like 3 minutes later, the news had come out. I was able to verify it through Vinny Politan, our cousin Vinny there, that no, the baby had not been found. So I had to make my correction right away. But there was something inside that told me, don't go live until you get it from, like, the cops, or, like, a real strong, like, ABC, CBS, NBC type, Something told me, so I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't. My gut was like, something ain't right here. And I didn't believe that Jake was showing them anything. And now I know why I believe that. Now I know why. Blame it on Pebbles. Welcome back. Are we up to 8 kids now or another father? I don't know. I'm lost. I'm with you. Kara says her older kids live with their dad. Their dad never even knew about Manuel. Exactly. Viv says, but that was to her and her child. He would never do that to me or my child. He said, no, she says he would never hurt a baby. And he has already hurt a baby. Anytime you see the word never, that's a big clue that you need to be careful. It's a word to watch, right? Sully Spirit's here. Where's Sully? I haven't seen her forever. Hello, Sully, spirit lovely. Sully's been with me for the beginning, like 5 years now. I'm kidding, not even kidding. I mean, it's been a long time. KK Cat Dog. I really don't know how anyone could trust someone who did that to their infant. It's beyond me. Nikki says, how do you know her ex-husband gets married and has another baby? How do you not know that your ex gets married? Yeah, I don't know. I read that all wrong, sorry. The kidnapping story makes no sense. Who on earth wants to change a baby in the back of a truck in the heat when the store will have a changing facility? Correct. So he's a good dad and would never hurt a baby. All right, you guys, this is the big boom. I'm about to show you something. Take your headphones off. I'm going to scream with the goat as a trigger warning. This is true crime. I debated on whether to share this or not because I don't want anybody to have this knowledge. However, we have to have this knowledge to understand where some of these little ones may be going. We've heard too many times someone say, children don't vanish. But in this case, it's possible. So we're going to listen to this. Now, this is from the channel Hidden True Crime. And hats off. Thank you for doing a good job and a great interview. And this is the interview with Ahmed, off of Amatita.
That's what I wanted to bring up next. So what I've heard is you mentioned laundry room. You and Elizabeth Vargas, I was on a panel with Elizabeth Vargas, mentioned blood, a significant amount of blood on the carpet. Tell us what you know about blood found in the house. What do you know and where who's the source? What do we?
So I forgot how I found out, but I got a link from one of my sources saying that they had found blood in the laundry room, and I was like, laundry room? I know they don't got no fucking laundry room in this house. This is like it look like a cabin. Ain't no laundry rooms in this house. But what do I know? So I'm thinking it either has to be the bathroom or the kitchen. So they found
bathroom or kitchen.
And then kind of found out that it was my carpet. Now I don't know. I haven't been in the home and I haven't seen pictures, so I can't tell you. But from my sources telling me laundry room, and then sources coming out confirming that it wasn't a bathroom and that it was a substantial amount, that they went to the Home Depot and bought lye.
What? His sources are saying that it was the bathroom. And he's also hearing a large amount of blood. Well, we also got that information from the news that there was, a large amount, substantial amount. Now, he also said that he has a lead that told him Rebecca and Jake bought lye. There's a big problem with lye. So if you're old school like me, like Jake and Rebecca's parents, like grandmas and grandpas, they know that all you need to do is mix lye with water, and I cannot show you the pictures of the burns from seconds of touching lye and water together. It takes very little time to dissolve absolutely everything down to the bones, and you simply pour it down the drain when you're done. So it leaves basically bone fragments. I also know this because that's how sometimes they dissolve deer bones and stuff like that. It's really absurd. So I'm going to show you. We'll go ahead and we'll let him finish, and then I'm going to walk you through what lye does. Now keep in mind, they allegedly bought a hacksaw to break something down, I would imagine. They've allegedly bought lye. All it would take with that little tiny package would be like a gallon Ice cream pail, only you'd need something that the lie would not eat through, such as porcelain. Are you feeling me? Porcelain, a bathtub, or a sink. With this baby being missing possibly much longer, they may have waited until that process was completed before they staged their kidnapping. This has me a little bit freaked out, more than a little bit. So let's listen to him and finish this up, and then I will show you how it works. Now keep in mind, if it's a small package such as Summer Wells or any of these little babies that are never seen again, I can break it down to nothing but bone fragments quickly. All right, let's continue to listen.
Carpet cleaning product. And so I don't know what lye does. I know lye dissolves stuff, but I don't know, like, carpet cleaning products are not going to clean up a large amount of blood for CSI forensics. Like, they have these technologies that make these crime scenes glow, in black lights and glow in the darks. And they have these sprays that make blood just glow. And so it's not, you could sit there and put all these carpet cleaners and dye and bleach and this. You could do what you want. You're not going to get rid of that stain, bro. You're not.
So, they allegedly bought a hacksaw, and they allegedly bought lye, and the other ingredient is water. Lye is a powerful chemical that is extremely dangerous and corrosive. Now, I did look up the pictures online, and you can just look up lye burns if you want. I cannot show them. Within seconds of touching it, it begins to eat all the skin away, and the wound is turned black. It's horrific. So when they say dangerous and corrosive, they're not kidding. Now, you've probably heard of lye soap. That is a very mild, not even the same thing. This is direct liquid lye. I'm talking, you can use the pellets, but there is liquid lye as well. Comes in a gallon form. While it can break down organic components like blood, it is not recommended for general cleanup due to the significant risks involved. It is used typically limited to industrial and highly specialized applications, such as the sterilization of high-risk biohazard material. Dangers and risks of using lye. Using lye for cleanup is extremely hazardous and not recommended for the average person. Severe chemical burns, which is undiluted lye, is a caustic substance that can cause severe and immediate chemical burns upon contact with skin and other tissues. Toxic fumes. Mixing lye with other chemicals such as aluminum can produce flammable hydrogen gas and cause an explosion. Damage surfaces. Lye will corrode and destroy many common surfaces, including certain fabrics, certain metals like aluminum, and even glass. No guaranteed safety. Using lye for general cleaning is not suitable for professional biohazard cleanup, which requires specialized training and equipment. Okay, I'm going into a deeper part, and it's going to, Jesse Wells, here we go. Says removes flesh from the bone. Yes, it removes everything. Yes, dissolving a body in lye is a legitimate, though uncommon process called alkaline hydrolysis, also known as water cremation. I'm going to repeat that. Also known as water cremation. Used in some parts of the world for both animal carcasses and human remains. primarily cadavers donated for research. The process uses lye, a strong alkaline solution, usually sodium or potassium hydrate, heat, and pressure to break down the body. And that could be the hacksaw right there. Leaving behind only fragile bone fragments and a sterile liquid that can be flushed into the sewer system. While it offers environmental benefits, such as some find the idea of being dissolved in lye undignified and a cause for public relations challenge to NBC News. How it works. The body is placed in a sealed chamber with lye and water mixture. Heat and pressure are applied to accelerate the process. Residue. After several hours, the body is reduced to a liquid solution and delicate bone holes. Disposal. The liquid can be poured down a drain. The bone fragments are then mechanically crushed into fine powder, similar to ashes after cremation. And that's what I believe they did with Summer Wells. And I'm wondering, is this why they bought liquid lye? Allegedly. Darla says, only things actually ported was carpet cleaner. They were out of the saws they wanted. Yeah, but there's plenty of other stores. If they wanted a saw, they got it. Their kid's missing. Rob Thomas, they might ask you what you're using it for at the store when you buy the Red Devil lye, though. Well, I'm sure they can make up anything they want. Country Diva, they could have used a barrel with a lid and left it outside in the heat. Yeah. Katrina Evans, but that extra amount of blood could be that they were breaking up the body to put it into a smaller container to do that. Katrina Evans, hi everyone. This doesn't bear thinking about. Horrific if they have used this. You can make your own lye very easy. Just make you an ash hopper. They have a burn barrel running pretty good. That's what I'm wondering. S-Tap B2 forever. I like your name. Yeah, it's beyond evil. Yeah, there is lye soap. Lye soap is different. The lye was in the burnt building. Do you have a source for that, love? Is that just your opinion? Please share in my opinion so we don't get confused. It's also in drain cleaner, right? Sharon Meyer says, hello everybody. Hi lovely. You said, I swear as the details of this story are being revealed, my stomach is starting to let me know that it's not ready for the rest and wants to come. I'm sorry. This is what we do here is true crime. And the truth has to come out. Now, I'm not saying that's what they did. I'm asking you, if they bought the lye, and I did check, it comes in liquid, could this have been what they did as a water cremation, right? If you look in the phones of the shed with weights, the phones in the shed with weights, there's a blue bucket with lid in the top rafters of that building. It gave me instant bed feelings. Oh my God. Could that be the answer? That's what we're asking. Could they have dissolved the baby in liquid lye and water? They've got the heat naturally, right? From the sun. It's so hot. Yes, that's the other thing. Think about it. It's like they were erasing baby Emmanuel. Just like Kelly is sharing. They got rid of photos. They got rid of toys. They got rid of anything and everything to do with this child. And it makes you wonder if this is a possibility of the way they chose to hide what happened and the damage that was done to Emmanuel, to disintegrate him, and that way they could easily get rid of the bones, but also it wouldn't tell the story of what the horror of that house held, right? I had to think it through. That blue building gives you the creepy and the crawlies. Okay, you guys, let's continue on. Let me move this over a little bit so I don't have to sit across the table here. All right. Ashley Gibson, well, according to reports, the baby was born in 2024 and it's 9 months. So they killed him 2 months ago, hence why Jake is saying 7 months, 2 months, lie to dissolve. Wouldn't even take 2 months. It'd take days. The cadaver dog would have picked up on it. You're right, Simplified, but however, the dogs did pick up on the blood, right? They did pick up on Emmanuel at the house. So we don't know exactly, just because the dogs did pick up on the blood, that doesn't mean that the dogs didn't pick up on other things and it just wasn't located. Now, dogs do miss things too. I know the flame. I know. It's really bad. Bree says, I wonder how many people are going to show up at the Riverside Hall of Justice tomorrow for the court date. That community is very supportive of Emmanuel. Yoli 5779. Hi, Yoli. Oh, wow, that makes sense why Jake would just say he was out in Moreno Valley, blame it on the wildlife for lesser plea. I honestly feel that Jake is gonna, I'll tell you my gut, is that he's gonna claim that Rebecca went somewhere with the baby in the vehicle and that she forgot the baby in the car and that the baby died in the hot car and that Jake didn't know what to do, so him and her discarded the baby so that they wouldn't get in trouble, and he was scared to come forward because of his past history. That's what I think he's going to try to pull. I could be wrong. As always, just my theory. Linda, why did these people and others have children if they don't want them? Because they have money then. They get paid money from the government, right? Pamela Bird. Poor baby boy didn't deserve that. So sad. I hope the parents stay in prison forever. You didn't offend me, Kristen Love. I'm never offended by that. I don't know. BNC, the lie was in what building? There are many blue barrels on the property, in your opinion. Right. Rob says, I hate to say it, but your lie will get rid of a baby, but it will an old feral cat in about 24 hours if he's hungry. Yeah. But the feral cat would leave a lot of evidence. Frankie means there is a picture that shows the baby and the baby don't look alive. Yeah. I agree. All right, so I wanted to share that with you. Now I gotta get some good energy flowing, so let's go over to this. Again, I just want to invite you guys to our Sunday fundraisers. We do it on Crime Story Mama. We sold this beautiful painting that I painted here, and you can see, if you watch the process on this painting, it's quite natural and organic, and you cannot control the way things go. But if you look at this painting and you follow my cursor, you can see the outline of a child's face right here. And then it all wishes back. And Heaven Reigns was had the highest bid for our charity auction, and so she gave $210 to the National Center for Missing Exploited Children. We did an entire video, if you will, of how the painting comes about, from the very second I have the canvas to sharing with you how the paint goes on the board, and you get to watch the bidding war as it went up so high, and all the celebration. There's that truth train, celebration of life for Emmanuel Haro, and all the love that flowed in that room. Now, we are working to trying to raise $5,000 for the National Center of the Missing and Exploited Children. We have currently raised, not counting the $210 from this, we had already raised $3,700, $3,769, and our goal is to raise $5,000. It's a wonderful program. They get all the flyers up in the Walmarts and other corporate places of the missing children. They work directly with the parents. They also in charge of national tips on missing children to make sure that the tips get, to the right person. Okay? So I just wanted to say thank you again, Heaven Reigns, and thank you all for celebrating yesterday with us. So while everything was breaking loose after that, that was going on before. Okay. We got to get into the next. There's another child, a case reported. Just saying. Peaceful Sasquatch. I love your name. You say, I wonder if Rebecca knew about his previous charges before she had a baby with him. Not sure how she couldn't know. She knew. Look. Hold on. Here. Rebecca said Sunday to the reporter that she married Jake Haro in 2021, she married him aware of his previous child cruelty case. And that their relationship had been wonderful. She knew. She absolutely knew and admitted it. She absolutely admitted it. Oh my gosh, Passion Flower. So he was a Christmas Eve baby named Emmanuel, and these doubles did this to this sweetie baby. He was a Christmas Eve baby. I've got chills. That's freaking me out. This case is so hard. Polly says, I was wondering if Rebecca has something wrong with her, the way she is defending him. It's battered woman syndrome or something else. It could be Stockholm syndrome. I think that's what it's called. Jet Slow, hello, lovely. You said the baby has a previous eye injury and we can see the scar. That is not a lazy eye. This is my medical opinion. Thank you, Jet Slow. Thank you. Nikki says, luckily a relative said he never had a birth certificate, allegedly. There's no records on this baby that even JLR is finding. It's wild. Was baby Haro born at home and unreported? Maybe knowing that if the baby was born in a hospital, that they may take the baby? But no, because they already had the 2-year-old. I'm so confused, y'all, about this case. Being Baby says, I didn't think that really baby's name, because in one interview she said doctors said he's healthy. Only thing is lazy eye, but it's getting corrected. I don't know. She lied a lot. Bear, hello, lovely, stolen by them, not from them, no birth certificate, mom. You know, it is creepy that the grandma Mary says how bad Rebecca wanted her own baby boy. Like, really bad. And this kid has no records? Really makes you wonder. Not that anybody can find. No records. Was he already a missing kid at birth? I'm just asking. Have they searched the parents' place or her sister's? No, I don't think so, which is crazy to me. Okay, y'all, let's get into this. So, we don't have a lot of detail, but it's very bizarre that it takes place at the same address as 2 schools. Okay, so I've got a little map we'll blow up. So, Rebecca, this is according to Eyewitness 7 News. Rebecca said she was attacked and knocked unconscious in the parking lot near a Big Five in Yucaipa. When she regained consciousness, she told investigators her baby was gone and that he had been kidnapped. After Emmanuel's disappearance, the boy's parents came under scrutiny, and the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department said that investigators found inconsistencies in the mother's story. We all know that. The search for baby Emmanuel is ongoing, but the child is presumed dead. Investigators spent hours combing through the parents' home. Okay, get to the point. Here it is. Deputies say Haros are the center of other reports of abuse. So, on Thursday, this past Thursday, the day before they're arrested, right? I believe. Riverside County Sheriff's deputies say they responded to a call of child abuse at the home in the 2300 block of Cottonwood Avenue in Moreno Valley on Thursday afternoon. They confirmed the investigation is related to the Haros, okay? So, is this about Eli? Or is this about this teenager of Rebecca's? Was the 16-year-old, now that we know about the 16-year-old, is the 16-year-old over there at that location being threatened? Anybody have any information? Please email me. I still haven't got that. That would explain why at the schools. What do you guys got? I'm looking to see what would be the school. I don't know, you guys. Ashley Gibson, I believe Emmanuel came to, and maybe a child went to school and told the teachers their mandatory reports. Ashley Gibson said, I believe Emmanuel came down to seek justice for his siblings and to end the generational curse. This family is riddled with murder and horrific abuse of kids with just zero justice. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, lovely. Hey, Kat, forensic evidence takes time to process. This sickening and sad case will put new ways to solve a crime. Poor baby. Right, Mir? How do I say that? Myri? Thank you. I've never heard your name before. That's pretty. Yes, I heard that Grandma has never met the baby. That's what she says. Yeah, Jake was at his son's football game, which probably was by the school. Glenda Nicholas, Jake is going to throw her to the wolves and try to get out of all of this nightmare. Just your opinion. I agree with you. Yes, Debbie, it does say home, but they may do that in reports. They may say that kind of thing to protect the school. How about Rebecca's medical reports? Did she have her tubes tied? I don't know. Lord, I certainly don't know. You think they were moving often? Could be. All right, you guys, so that's getting weird. But nothing tops this next story, where it is being alleged that someone that works for the car wash is stating that Rebecca and Jake showed up with their truck and the black stroller in the back of it and wanted to take the stroller through the car wash. I kid you not. All right. So remember this. Let's get back over. Now, you guys, forgive me if I don't sound my normal self. I actually got, my son Clinton came over and was really sick, and he got the rest of us sick. So we're all sick. Our chest hurts. Our throats are killing us. Our ears hurt. So we've got to get through the bug. But I wasn't going to not come on today. So thank you, Jesus, for giving me a job that I can do in a short amount of time so I feel better and get rest. Thank you, Jesus. Right? Okay, so you remember this. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay. Listen to Ahmed from On the Tita.
Where Rebecca...
Hold on, let me make it centered. We're going to move this other one out of the way so you can get a better look. I shared this the other day. This is about the black stroller story, which then will lead into the car wash thing.
Where Rebecca and Jake Haro were seen here at the Sanctuary Church in Yucaipa, California, and it was midnight my constituent and source was driving because family. He said he observed Rebecca and Jake Haro driving up and down 5th Street in Yucaipa on the 12th at midnight, okay? He seen Rebecca pushing a black stroller here to the back of the property. You can see just how vast this property is here on the Tira. Rebecca was seen pushing a black stroller through the property here, and you can see there's rocks there. There's a whole layout on the Tira. There's containers over there, homie. There's a tree line here as well. And then you can see this property is very, very vast on the Tira. And so the question remains, what was Rebecca and Jake Haro doing here at midnight with a black stroller on this property? And so if we get closer, you can see police should really take a look at this portion of the Tira, homie. Wow. Just wow. There is a hole in the fence here. There is a sewer drainage here. I mean, it's just a vast, there's a box. Oh, thank goodness. It's literally enough for you fine folks to get a cadaver team out here in Yucaipa, homie. I really hope this information helps here on 5th Street and Yucaipa Boulevard at the Sanctuary Church, homie.
All right, so then later, Ahmed found a cross in a gopher hole. The cops came out, they looked at it. It was definitely a homemade cross, had 3 screws in it to make it a cross. So it wasn't just like some twig that looked like a cross, it was a built cross. All right, so now listen to what, okay, well first I want to show you what he's going to be talking about. So I'm going to put the stroller picture here. Now again, this is Hidden True Crime. Please check her out, give her a lot of love. Here we go.
You know, taking a baby out of the car. But of course, it sounds like Netflix might have a scene like...
Hold on a minute.
You know, taking a baby out of the car. But of course, it sounds like Netflix might have a scene like that.
Did you know that they had called the Big Five and asked them if they had seen if they had any cameras? Did you hear that?
Hold on a minute. Frankie Nadine has a good point. How would the authorities know the blood belongs to Emmanuel if he had no connection to the parents? That's an excellent point, and thank you. I think you're going to get the goat. So if you had headphones on, please take them off or mute your TV for a minute if you don't want to hear this, or mute your phone. That's a gold star because that's a legitimate point, and I thank you for bringing it up. So the baby had to be theirs. But that is wild that there's no records. Rob Thomas says it don't really matter. The baby was already passed away. He didn't suffer or nothing. He's just gone. But he's still here all around. We don't know if the baby suffered. We don't know. Wild and wonderful. Whitney, hello, lovely. Watching Flight Radar premiere in West Virginia. Is that where you're from? They had planned to say what they did. They had planned how to say what they did. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I know this case is heavy. It truly is. BNC says, I also believe Jake is messing with Rebecca by leading to so-called location of baby. She will find that out, I'm sure, and then throw Jake under the bus. I don't know. She seems strange, right? This buggy bothers me a lot. And if they had put a baby in this buggy that was no longer okay, why would they wash it? Why wouldn't they just get rid of it? They got rid of all the other baby things. I mean, why hold on to a stroller when you've gotten rid of pictures, you've gotten rid of clothing, toys, blankets, whatever, all the diapers, everything, but you held on to the stroller and took it through a car wash? So I'm not so up on this whole stroller thing. It just seems weird. But yeah, let me shrink it back down and we'll continue to listen. I don't believe the stroller thing is gonna pan out that good.
watches true crime like you speculated on, because you would think that she'd figure out that the other businesses would have cameras and that she would maybe
I agree,
think
Rosanna.
about that if she actually watched Dateline before, or Hidden True Crime, or On the Tira. But I don't know if she does, because it was pretty foolish, in my opinion, for them to think that if they did that, the Big Five had a camera.
We have new reports now that she was driving around Yucaipa with that stroller in the back of Jake's pickup truck, and that they tried to drive it through a drive-through car wash with the stroller in the back.
Okay, you guys, I'm not sure that this is making any sense, because you and I both know that the stroller would have been twisted and probably put out. I mean, the way that the brushes are, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't with this one. But I wanted to share that this is what's being said by somebody, that I have a hard time with this stroller. Why would you not throw it out? I just don't get it. Is it just the 2-year-old stroller? They do have a 2-year-old, and they could have put the baby in a stroller. Tiffany says, hold on. Cleaning stroller at the car wash is a good idea. Not to remove evidence, just in general. Strollers are hard to clean. Car wash is a good idea, again, not with committing crimes. I don't see how it would even stay put in the back. I don't know if you guys are looking at the same kind of car wash I am, but I would think it would get twisted up and mangled. I don't know. I may ask if I can do that. Can I take a stroller and put it through the car wash and see what happens? Just for evidence. I'm joking. I'm sorry, you guys. Like I said, we're sick in the house, so forgive me. And it just comes on. It's rough. But I am here. I am here. I am here. Katrina Evans, how could you even get rid of all your baby's things? I don't know. Yeah, the stroller, that's the picture. It's still at the house. So the cops didn't take it. You're right. You're right. So I don't know about that whole person that said that and told Ahmad that. I don't know. This is weird. Let's talk about baby clothes, the fire, and the backpacks. So this is from Evil Exists. Hats off to you, lovely. And let's go ahead and listen to this.
Following the case, we know that a fire was started opposite the Haro house last week.
And we all have suspicion about that fire, right? And allegedly it was homeless people. Well, the story gets even weirder. They tried to break into another home, allegedly, and abandoned the very backpacks that they were wearing, right? And when the police were called, apparently the people on the property opened up the backpacks, and you're never going to guess what they claim to have seen in the bags.
Many speculated that it could be related to the case.
That I could see.
Someone paid to get rid of incriminating evidence. It turns out a homeowner who lives just 1 block away from
right,
the
Diana?
house fire near the Haro residence told media that 2 suspects were seen fleeing the scene when the blaze broke out.
Right,
The
Viv?
homeowner reported that shortly after, the suspects broke into her property, leaving behind backpacks that matched what they had been seen carrying as they left the fire area. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department was called out to the property, where deputies investigated and recovered the abandoned bags. Before we get into the shocking details of what was found, I want to compare the bags to this picture, which shows the suspects fleeing the area of the fire.
Okay, let's do this. You can see there's the blue one, there's the blue one. You can see the Adidas bag, there's the Adidas bag. So everything these people were carrying, right? Here's that one bag right here is sitting right in the middle. So absolutely everything these people were carrying got abandoned, and now they have a picture of it, and allegedly it had baby clothes in it. Adult clothes and also baby clothes. Kirsten, is it something that's like, oh my God, everybody needs to see it? Because then I can. But if it's just, here's my theory, I'll wait until I'm off the live. Rob says, all Bigfoots is peaceful, but them old elves, I don't even know what you're talking about. That's grandma's car. Yeah. Grandma's at the house. You wait. Grandma's at the house. Touchless car wash. That's the other thing, Red Grim. We don't have a timeline for any of these alleged stories, right? Yeah, the guy allegedly said, the attendant, you cannot do it. You cannot put the buggy through. Now, where I go to wash my car, there are no attendants. I have a ticket that has a code in it that I bought from a gas station, and I punch my code in, and the lights tell me everything, and it's fully automated, so there would be no attendant where I am. Hi, Jen. Welcome. That's not the stroller. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a different one. Yeah, why would they throw everything but the stroller? Again, they didn't throw out the 2-year-old stuff that I know of, so maybe that's why. Maybe it belongs to the 2-year-old. Grandma's there, but never saw the baby. Yeah, this gets really, really weird. This is just weird. So again, here we are.
The ones left in the homeowner's yard. So what was found in the backpacks? Adult clothing, not sure of sizes or whether it was male and female. But here's the shocking part. Baby clothes were found in the bags too. A knife was also found. At this time, authorities say there is no evidence linking the contents of the backpacks to Emmanuel's case. Instead, investigators are focusing on the possibility that these individuals are connected to the arson of the nearby home.
So I don't know. All right, you guys, listen, we got more to talk, but I just checked. We have close to 1,100 here, but we only have a little over 300 likes. Can you help me out, please? Give some love, share your love. It would be greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. All right, so this I know for a fact is true, that the parents of Jake live like a block away. Have they checked the parents of Jake's home? When I say parents, I'm talking about Jake's mother and stepdad, who actually own the property. Have they checked their homes? Listen to this again. This is that same interview from Hidden True Crime. And I also grabbed a picture of Jake's stepdad, where you saw him in his black truck show up at the property, and he stayed there. Remember, we were watching live. I think I can't remember who had the live feed, but it was the guy that was actually doing the interview. He went up to the door and knocked on the door, and this dude's like, yeah, I'm here protecting the property because of them guys, right? Well, you're gonna find out. There was a guy that was allegedly trying to give like horror tours of the horror house, right? But anyway, so this you're going to find out here before we even get to that they live a block away. And if they live a block away, haven't they noticed that the baby ain't been around? Couldn't they give us the last proof of life for Emmanuel? Don't you think we should take some of them in and like get them questioned as to when the last time they saw Emmanuel with their own eyes? Because they live a block away. How have they not? What? It'd be different like with the grandma in the red car, but hey, she never saw the baby, didn't have anything to do with it. Whatever. Grandma Mary, you come to the house, don't you? Yeah. Okay, so let's listen to this.
Not only that, they only live a block away.
Right,
and
right,
have
Annie.
Video surveillance that Jake and Rebecca were coming in and out of the house of so the stepfather is the landlord of the property where Emmanuel lived, the home, the Ramona Street, where everybody has.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so the owner is Jake's mother, Rachel. Rachel's the owner of the property. Her husband, that's Jake's stepfather, he's the landlord of the property. Or vice versa. He's the owner, she's the landlord, she's the owner, he's the landlord. But either the parents own the property.
Okay.
And they're renting it to Jake and Rebecca.
Okay. Now, let's get to the other grandma. Now, I've heard rumors that this grandma's been cleared because she allegedly had nothing to do with Jake and Rebecca until right before this happened and so forth. But you think her pictures of Emmanuel would be all over her Facebook with her asking, where's the baby? But no. So I grabbed a little picture of her, and it says down here, it says, this was on the 17th of August. It says, Grandma missing 7-month-old baby Emmanuel Haro speaks Mary. How do I say that? Bushasan is her name. She goes to the Big Five store in Yucaipa, California, and defends Rebecca, who is not cooperating with investigators. Mary Bushasan, and I'm sure I say it wrong, whatever. Mary Bubu, the child's grandmother, stated that the couple loved their son and wouldn't do anything to hurt him. She claimed authorities asked Rebecca to take a lie detector test, but her husband refused to do so until they had hired a lawyer. Court records show Jake had a criminal record, though it's unclear what the alleged offenses were. An Amber Alert has not been activated, blah, blah, blah. It goes on to say, Jake Haro, the father of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro, is currently on felony probation for willfully child cruelty. He has a probation violation arraignment scheduled for September 2nd. The brother of Rebecca Haro is currently serving 50 years in prison for murdering his girlfriend and staging the crime scene. In fact, I'm going to add, and making it look like she self-deleted. Right? Staging the crime scene. Wonder where Rebecca got into this idea about helping stage a crime scene, I wonder. His name is James Brashanson. I see similarities, says this writer, in him and Rebecca, as it appears she staged a crime scene too. 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro is still missing. So, this is her, right? Now, she's the one that said this couple would never hurt this baby, right? But we've got baby Emmanuel's father out here in a remote field searching for a body in cuffs, right? Okay, let's listen to this. So this happened on August 24th, yesterday. So while they were in that field, and Jake was out there trying to show them where allegedly the BODY was, right? We got Rebecca doing an interview that morning in a jail saying, Jake's a good daddy. He would never hurt a baby. Yeah, I know all about that 10-week-old baby and the cruelty, willful. Yeah, I know all about it. We got grandma here that's supposedly not so tight with the family, right? But look where she is. So, again, Ahmad is everywhere, right? And Aunt Tita happened to be at the home of Jake and Rebecca Haro when Grandma drives up in her little red car. Check this out.
The grandmother has now entered the chat here along the property line in Cabazon, and so you can see that everything that we have led up to this point has panned out. All of our sources have been correct. Everything that we have put out, although it has not been verified by sources, it has been proven right on the
Hi, Incognito.
So, grandmother not wanting to talk now, and so little Manuel's still missing. Little Manuel's still missing, homie.
Yeah.
You can see the grandmother exiting her car there now on the Tira. Our heart thoughts, prayers here in Cabazon, California. We are here as a tool, as a ray of hope to hopefully add more coverage and have more people commenting and trying to piece this together. If the parents don't want to talk, we'll speak for little Emmanuel, homie, on the tira. And so
On the tira, we love you.
Now back to you.
Back to you. Hola, boink. He's a good guy. He's trying so hard to make sure that the information's out there for Emmanuel, and he's doing very, very good at it. That's what I'm asking. That's exactly it. Sheepdog says, wait. I thought the grandma said she never seen the baby at all. That's where I am. I'm like, wait a minute. Now you're at the house? What? It's crazy. Okay. Melissa, hello, lovely. This mother knows her daughter was in an abusive relationship. Jake almost killed another innocent baby. She is covering for the fact her daughter was in abuse but didn't do anything about it. In your opinion, thank you for sharing your thoughts. This is just wild. Karen says, this is so sick. It makes me sick to my stomach. I hope these two monsters are in general population in jail and they won't live long, in my opinion. Inmates hate baby killers. Rest in peace, little Emmanuel. I feel you. I'll just leave it at that. What if Rebecca wasn't abused at all? What if the black eyes were all just part of the story made up? That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm really wondering. Hello, True England. Welcome to the channel. You said, I think the guys with the backpacks found the dumpsters clothes. Not related coincidence. Maybe they did. Maybe they were like, oh, look at these baby clothes. We know somebody that could use them. That could be. It's so weird, though. Carla feels like they both need to be put in the wood chipper first feet first. So we've all wondered, you guys. I know it's like I'm going on for days, but this case doesn't stop. And I'm not going to come out here and do 20 little videos, right? I just can't. So I get my rest when I can, and I just keep collecting the info. And I'm sorry if I sound harsh, my voice. I'm just not up to par today. But I collect the info and then I try to share it like this so that you get a good dose of it, right? You get kind of a touch of understanding what all is being said. Now, check this out. This is something I want to check myself. And that is that Ahmad is, let me get that hangnail real quick. Ahmad is suggesting that he thinks that when the person, that the family member that just passed away with the funeral on August 5th, he thinks he saw the lawyer carrying the casket as a pallbearer. So we're all wondering, how can Jake afford a lawyer? Well, what if he's related to one? Because unless he's just a really close friend of the family, he's probably related. He's got a little bit of that look of the horror all over him. Now, I'm not saying that it's factual. I'm saying we need to dig in and check it. Because if this lawyer, and I can't remember what Ahmad, he says something about a 50-gallon drum belly or something. Anyway, I'll let you listen to it yourself. But I do think we need to look at this. We need to find out. And I just didn't have I was running out of time. And so I'll let you listen. Again, it's the same interview from Hidden True Crime. There was so much info. I only grabbed a few little bits of things, so please go watch that interview, and it's called Latest Updates in Baby Emmanuel Haro's Case, live with On the Tita, and Tita is T-I-R-A. Some people say Tira, but I heard him say himself that it's On the Tita.
But that's when a lawyer will be presented to her, because the lawyer has made it clear that he's not representing her. He
Okay.
said,
Right.
let's not mistake that she's not my client. Jake is. And he's Jake's client from the first case.
Mhm.
You know that? Or something like that. Like,
Yes. Yes. I'd heard that. Yeah.
and I believe he was carrying the casket of his brother too, the lawyer.
Well, and Sarah, I have to say that even if he is related, he could be third cousin. I mean, and they may not realize they're related yet. But you're right. If he's a direct, like a first cousin or something, you would think there'd be a conflict of interest. Excellent point. Incognito says, what if they all involved in some type of mad gang thing? Just saying that's because they could be serial killers. I don't know at this point. Check the casket of the recently deceased family member, says Pamela. The baby may be buried under it as well. That's one of my thoughts too. But now, not after I've heard that it's suggested that they bought lye and that the most likely way they bought it was liquid lye. That's got me stuck. Nikki says, okay, everybody, God bless you. I have to go charge my phone. It's nice talking to everybody. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Yeah, he's had so much crime in his lifetime. He has a lawyer in his back pocket, says Incognito. It is wild. It is wild. All right, let's continue to listen.
At the funeral for the cousin that just passed away, I could have sworn, this man has a big old belly. And that belly is not easy to get. Like, not everybody's walking around with big old 50-pound drums in the front. And this dude got one. And he was carrying that casket, and I could see this dude. And I'm like, is that the lawyer? So the lawyer's just, like, all tied into his family. Like, personally.
I agree with you, Gary.
Fascinating.
Personally. So that's another thing that we need to look at these pictures. Like, is that the lawyer that
So help us out. In other words, everyone, help us out.
Well, yeah, because this lawyer's just tied in. I've never seen this case is so bizarre.
Yes, it is bizarre. Kathy says they need to tell her Jake told them everything. And she needs to tell them that the truth because he's blaming her. That may get her to say something. I agree with you. That's how I've been feeling too. Glenda Nicholas says, I believe he is related to Jake in your opinion. I just don't get a good vibe for him. Me either. All right. Let's see how much more we got. Just a little bit more. Okay, this is just crazy. Yesterday, I kid you not, there was a break-in into the home. You probably heard about this. I'm just going to let you know that there was a break-in in the home because somebody was actually selling horror tickets to view the home on a tour. Yes, people do that. I can't imagine. But then it was alleged that they weren't just viewing the outside, that they literally, some of the people went inside the home. And I'm not sure who all these people are, but they start screaming and hollering and oh my golly. The cop is like listening to both. I don't know why nobody looked like they were getting booked. Why is anybody not getting arrested for this?
Why would you think that's okay? Why would you think that's physically okay? Mentally.
Now, I do know the heavier set woman lives just down the street and she is freaking out. And I agree with her in the sense that why would anybody think that an active investigation where they have not found the remains of an infant, that it's okay to go into the place where the police are still working? But then, on the other hand, why does anybody think it's okay that there are family members that are staying in the house if it's an investigation? Who knows what those family members are going to contaminate, what they're going to do? So I am like, can't even figure out why anybody, including the grandparents, are being allowed in the home, let alone why are people trespassing? It's maddening. It's mad, I tell you. Totally mad. It's Piccadilly Station. It's crazy. What in the world is going on? I don't get this. This is mind-blowing.
Okay, this is the part that you say because I didn't go in their house, and you're telling people I went in their house. Am I pointing at you? No. You did a minute ago. But yeah, you whoever did. I'm going like this. But your whatever could make a big mistake for me, so you should think about it. In the street. You're making this ruckus out here.
Thank you all for hitting the smash button.
You guys are acting like this is a fucking circus.
I agree with her. They're acting like it's an effing circus. Hi, Betty Horn. I'm almost thinking they may uncover drugs in the mess.
I told them I did walk right there, but that's not their property. But I did not go in their yard.
A bone, but we don't know what that bone was. Like an arm bone, a neck bone, a leg bone.
Okay, this part is what I want you to listen to, and it's extremely hard to hear. So I'm going to turn this up the most that we can. Oops, wrong button. Get ready for something weird. So nobody seems to have caught this woman on the side, what she's saying. I'm going to back it up to where you listen to what she's saying. Not all this bickering, but what this woman is claiming they found. Now, remember, this is just a viewer, and this is what she's saying.
I don't know what that bone was. Like
I don't know what that bone was.
an arm bone, a neck bone, a leg bone.
An arm bone, a neck bone, a leg bone.
It was a bone. Just
It was a bone.
a rib bone.
Rib bone?
It was in the back. Okay, so in the backyard.
It was in the back. Okay, so in the backyard,
I don't know. There's no fence blocking it off.
there's no fence blocking it. Now remember, these are the people that trespassed.
So there is a fence blocking where that door is open, and that's
There is a fence blocking where that door was.
where I saw those two white girls go in, and they told
And that's where she saw them two white girls go in.
straight out. They told all of us they wanted to go inside the house and video it. So I know it was them, but they went in that whole house.
Well,
And that's I wouldn't want to go in the house.
Talk about the bone more.
Like there's no way I would go inside. That's just creepy to me.
It's ridiculous that people are going inside the fucking house.
I didn't go
Yes,
inside.
yes, I seen you.
I didn't go in the house.
You went into the property.
I didn't go in the
Yes,
house.
but
The
you
house
were
is
inside
the
there.
We were right here because the guy kept trying to offer people tours.
The one that you guys
Then
can't find.
why would you think that's okay?
Yeah.
Why would you think
There's all
that's
kind of
physically
people that
okay?
was back there.
Mentally okay?
Yeah, well,
This
you
is
need
the
to watch
place.
what you say because I didn't go in their house, and you're telling people I went in their house.
Am I pointing at you? No.
You did a minute ago.
Yes, you did.
But
Yeah, you did.
whoever, I'm going like
Yeah,
this.
but your
okay?
whatever could make a big mistake for me, so you should think
Well-
about it.
Okay, anyway. Action 9 News Live breaking news. Sheriff returned to the Haro home after break-in. Person selling tours inside the home. Cabazon, California, in a bizarre twist in the Haro family case. Deputies were called back to the home of Jake and Rebecca Haro after reports of a break-in. What happened? Authorities say someone forced entry through the back door of the Haro residence, the same property tied to the disappearance and murder charges surrounding 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro. Shockingly, the intruder allegedly began selling tours inside the home, treating the crime scene as an attraction, while Jake and Rebecca remain in jail on murder charges. Video evidence, a clip posted on TikTok by whoever that is, shows the sheriff's department on scene at the Haro home with people gathered at the gate after a neighbor called disputes to report the break-in. The second part of the video, shared by the TikTok user, captures additional moments from the scene as deputies responded and secured the property. Law enforcement response. Riverside County Sheriff's deputies quickly re-secured the property. Detectives are now investigating who was responsible for illegally entering and offering tours. Officials stress that tampering with or entering an active crime scene is a serious criminal offense. Then why are they allowing people to live there? Why is it not secured as a crime scene? You're calling it a crime scene, right? But yet it doesn't have tape. There are people staying there. They're bringing their, I'm good to go mugs, and they got their whatever, and they're in their flip-flops. They're in and out of the house. They're answering the door. full access to any part of the entire place. I can't figure that out. You love that guy? Sounds like a trap house, says Carolyn Miller. Yeah, she had all right as a neighbor to tell them. And I feel her energy. She's very offended. I am too. Good, deep for you. Go deep for you. That may have been how they got Jake to talk to him about Rebecca was talking. Oh, I missed something. Shona says, I heard he had another child by another woman and it got hurt years ago, but no one knew he did it until now. I've heard that too, but I don't have much to go on to share it, so... Welcome back, Sherry Evans. Long time no see. All these reports that Jake confessed is not verified by Ellie. Just because he was out with Ellie searching means nothing. If he knew was showing where the baby was, he would have found him. That's not true. They could have put that baby out there, and Jake could have been sharing where the baby was, and they didn't find him because he could have been nothing but bones if they used lye and water and did a water cremation. And if they just threw the bones out into the wilderness, animals could have carried off the few bones there were. So we don't know exactly what all happened yesterday. It still has not been told, other than baby Emmanuel was not found. Mercedes says, when did the so-called parent landlord see the baby? And grandparents that live a block away. B and C, welcome back. You are a soap maker, and I go to any hardware store and I buy 4 jugs at a time, usually 5-pound containers of pure lye, and that will make hundreds of batches of soap, about $400 a container. Right, but you dilute it so much, right? Viv, my ex was so abusive, I was totally broken. I saw 5 lights, I took everything, but if I had if he had touched one of our kids, I would have ended. Well, I'm glad you got out. Sheepdog says, I caught the very end of that stream right before the cop takes the yelling lady away from the other people, right? I know, Cassandra, it's not blocked off. It's not roped off. I don't get that. I don't understand. Why is it not considered a crime scene? And no tape, no caution tape? People are living in it? I mean, it's bad enough in the Idaho 4 case that 4 people were red-rummed in the house. We have 2 people that die in this house, but in Idaho 4 people died. And they tore the house down before trial. In this situation, it's a crime scene. Allegedly, they've got blood in these rooms. At least what we're hearing, allegedly, the bathroom and the carpet, which was bathroom carpet, but some people do. But it's not blocked. We have people living there. It goes beyond belief. KB investigates remains would be scarce and hard to detect because of time and the elements, especially if it was a water cremation first. Care Bear and the dogs not smell any forms of remains, even in the wind. Well, we had dogs walk right past Brian Laundrie's remains, right? Sarah Lowe, please smash that like button. Thank you, guys. Let me check. Let me just check, you guys. Well, we're doing better, but we still don't even have half of you. If you love me, you'd show me some love. Just saying, hit the like button. They must have everything they need. Only thing that makes sense. They must have. You must be right. All right, for our last little bit, it's going to be Complete Theory by Ahmed. Complete theory, nothing more. He's just asking questions. He's just saying his own theory. But I found it interesting. There's no proof to any of it, but I found it very strange. He was asking about this latest person that passed away, the family member, and I'm not going to get into it in detail other than the baby would not have been this person's father because it's Rebecca's own relative that allegedly died. Not Jake's relative, but Rebecca's relative. Correct me, please, if I am wrong. But this funeral was for Rebecca's own relative. And so I just can't see how that would make it possible that this person would have been taken out because they were the father of Emmanuel, because it's Rebecca's own family member. Now, if it would have been Jake's, or if it turns out, somebody corrects me, and that family member is Jake's family member, that'd be different. The other thing is if you look at the other family member, Hector, that passed away in the house, that was, let me get it here. Let's switch back. If you take this, it happened in 2021, would be Hector passed away, which would be not possible for a man that's a ghost to be the father either. And so I just, like I said, I'm not trying to say that people shouldn't share theories, because I certainly share theories all the time. I just feel we need to really think them through. Because like I said, as far as I am aware, to the best of my knowledge, correct me please if I'm wrong, but isn't that Rebecca's own family member that passed away, where she went to the funeral? Or am I wrong? Right, and Jake's brother passed away in 2021, so he can't possibly be Emmanuel's father. So that's where I said, right, way before Emmanuel could have been conceived. And so that's what I have for you today. I don't think that is possible unless I hear otherwise. I'm going to leave you with this beautiful baby's face on our screen today. Right? This beautiful baby. Oh, I just want to hug him and kiss him and snuggle him. He's so beautiful. Incognito says, Annette and Kerber, I think all of the success with technology is change nothing and produce a result to find the tiny even degree of DNA or evidence. Hey, Buzz, you said, well, it would not be the first time that the parents are related. You do have a point there. And at this point, they're not the brightest stars in the sky. It does make you wonder if there's some crossing over there in the family tree, yeah. Heather Ann, please listen to the interview with the grandmother on the Tita. She said her grandson recently passed away. Yep, that's true, hon. That's the funeral. It was her grandson. It was Rebecca's family member, and his funeral was August 5th. Okay? If it was Mary's grandson, that would make it Rebecca's nephew. Right. I think you're right. Oh, my golly. Can I get you to join me in a little prayer for Emmanuel, please? They're giving tours of the home. How much are they? And do they accept Sally? Oh, Lord. No, thank you. I think Ahmed was just shooting ideas in the heat of the moment, not really being serious with his idea. Right. I agree. I don't think the timeline of the deceased relative is something of importance. Thank you, lovely. I do think it's important because the baby has not been determined when it actually went missing. And so while we have an open gravesite dug for a family member, it does make me wonder what all they did. Thank you, Prime Candy. All right, let's get this off here. And if you'll join me, please, we'll go over here. And we'll give some love to baby Emmanuel and the other missing children. Thank you, Sarah. Lord Jesus, Heavenly Father above, we ask you, we combine our energy, our entire heart, everything we have. We ask if you could please show whatever evidence needs to be seen to the police, show the evidence to the police, to the law enforcement, the inspectors, the investigators, the detectives, that they are able to bring a conclusion and a resolve to baby Emmanuel. If this baby cannot be laid to rest, we recognize through our faith that you open your loving arms unconditionally to this beautiful baby Emmanuel. We love him. We send protection to his 2-year-old little sister and all of his siblings, however many numerous ones there are. We wrap our unconditional love around all these children. We ask you to help us find Lily and Jack Sullivan. Please show the RCMP what they need to see to bring these children back to, again, close the case. As well as, please, Lord Jesus, we ask you humbly, can you give us something in the Sebastian Rogers case that TBI can act upon to solve the case? We ask this with all of our hearts, from the very bottom of our hearts, with pure unconditional love and protection for all of these children. In Jesus' humble name, holy name, we ask this humbly. In Jesus' name, amen. It's done. It's finished. That's all we have. So, all right, my lovelies, let's go ahead and get out of here for the day. I hope you have a wonderful day. I thank you so much for hitting that like button. If you do want to know when I go live again, you have to hit all on the bell, okay? And thanks for subbing up for those that did. Have a wonderful night, and I'll be back when there's more to share. Love you to the moon and back for always. Thank you.